What if I told you there's an animal on Earth that can lose its entire brain and grow a brand new one, not heal it, not patch it up, not recover slowly through therapy, but completely regenerate it? Memories, learning ability, behavior gone. Then rebuilt. This sounds like science fiction, or the plot of a disturbing sci-fi movie where scientists go too far. But this is real, and scientists have been studying this creature for over 250 years. Even more shocking, this animal is so small you could fit hundreds of them on your fingernail. Meet the planarian flatworm, and before you click away thinking, it's just a worm, trust me. What it can do directly challenges everything we think we know about the brain, memory, identity, aging, and even death itself. Let's break it down. What exactly is a planarian? Planarians are tiny flatworms that live in freshwater environments, streams, ponds, lakes all over the world. They don't look impressive, no fur, no claws, no sharp teeth. But inside that simple body is something wild. If you cut a planarian in half, the head grows a new body, and the tail grows a new head with a new brain. Cut it into thirds, 3 worms, cut it into dozens of pieces. Dozens of fully functioning animals, each with a brain, each alive. This alone would be insane, but it gets worse. Now to the experiment that shocked scientists. In the 1950s, scientists ran a strange experiment. They trained planarians to navigate a simple maze, food on one side, shock on the other. Over time, the worms learned go left equals food, go right equals pain. Then scientists did something brutal. They cut the worms in half. After regeneration, something impossible happened. The newly grown worms still remembered the maze. Let that sink in. The original brain was destroyed. A new brain formed, and somehow the memory survived. This raised a terrifying question. Where is memory really stored? If memories aren't just in the brain, then what are they? The secret lies in something called stem cells. Planarians are packed with special cells called neoblasts. These are adult stem cells, but on steroids. In humans, stem cells are limited. They specialize quickly. Regeneration is slow and incomplete. In planarians, up to 30% of their entire body is stem cells. These cells can turn into any tissue, brain, muscle, skin, gut, anything. When injured, the worm doesn't panic. It doesn't scar. It rebuilds from scratch, following an internal blueprint. Think of it like this. You smash a smartphone. Humans try to tape it together, planarians. They download the original factory settings and rebuild the phone atom by atom ... But here's the creepy part. They know where everything goes. When a planarian regenerates, it doesn't grow random organs. The head grows at the head end. The tail grows at the tail end. Eyes appear in the right place. The brain forms exactly where it should. That means these worms have positional memory, body-wide communication systems, bioelectric signals guiding growth. Scientists discovered that electrical signals in planarian cells act like GPS coordinates, change the signal. And the worm grows to heads, yes, 2. Not a mutation over generations. Instant anatomical redesign. This suggests something wild. Biology might be programmable. What this means for the human brain. Now here's where things get serious. Human brains do not regenerate neurons efficiently. Accumulate damage over time, are vulnerable to strokes, trauma, and neurodegenerative diseases. Conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, are devastating because neurons don't come back. But planarians ignore this rule entirely. They rebuild neurons, they reconnect circuits, they restore function. Scientists are now asking, what genes are responsible? What signals guide regrowth? And can we activate similar pathways in humans? Already, some planarian genes have human equivalents. Certain regeneration pathways exist in us but are dormant. Evolution may have switched them off to prevent cancer. So the challenge isn't creating regeneration, it's controlling it safely. Let's return to the scariest part. If a planarian can remember something after losing its brain, then memory might not be stored the way we think. Some theories suggest memory is partially encoded in body-wide chemical states, or stored in RNA, or embedded in cellular structures outside neurons. That idea shakes neuroscience to its core. Because if memory isn't just in the brain, then what happens when humans lose consciousness, or enter comas, or undergo cryogenic preservation? Are you only your brain, or something more distributed? So, why don't humans regenerate like this? Evolution made a trade-off. Planarians, simple bodies. No long lifespan, no complex immune system. Humans, complex brains, long lifespans, high cancer risk. Regeneration increases the risk of uncontrolled cell growth. Cancer is regeneration without rules. Planarians mastered control. Humans sacrificed it for stability. But now, with modern science, we're trying to steal nature's blueprint. When regeneration goes wrong, now, before this starts sounding like a miracle cure for everything, let's talk about the dark side. Because regeneration isn't automatically a good thing. In humans, when cells grow uncontrollably, we don't call it healing, we call it cancer. This is one of the biggest reasons humans can't regenerate like planarians. Our bodies are extremely cautious. Every time a cell divides, there's a risk that DNA gets copied incorrectly, a risk that a cell forgets when to stop growing. Planarians solved this problem. Somehow, they regenerate constantly, aggressively, and precisely without developing cancer. That alone has scientists scratching their heads. Because in humans, faster regeneration equals higher cancer risk. Slower regeneration equals aging and degeneration. Planarians somehow live in a perfect middle ground. They grow when needed, they stop when finished. And they don't spiral out of control. Understanding how they enforce these rules could completely change cancer research. Not by killing cancer cells, but by teaching cells when to stop. Here's another unsettling fact: planarians don't age the way humans do. As long as they eat, avoid predators, and don't dry out, they show no clear signs of biological aging. No gradual decline, no obvious deterioration, no built-in expiration date. Scientists call this functional immortality. They can still die from injury or starvation, but they don't die because their bodies wear out. Compare that to humans. From the moment we're born, cells accumulate damage. DNA mutations pile up, proteins misfold, tissues lose flexibility. Aging is basically slow, unavoidable damage. Planarians. They constantly replace damaged parts with fresh ones. It's like living in a house where every broken brick is immediately swapped out, no cracks, no decay, no collapse. Now let's ask the question nobody likes asking. If a planarian loses its brain, regrows a new one, and still behaves the same, is it the same individual, or is it technically a new being that inherited memories? For humans, identity is tied to memory, personality, conscious experience. But if memory can survive outside the brain, then identity might not be as fragile as we think. This has massive implications. For example, coma patients, people with severe brain trauma, neurodegenerative diseases. If memory and identity are more distributed than we assume, then losing brain tissue might not mean losing the self completely. This idea makes some scientists uncomfortable because it blurs the line between life and death, survival and replacement, repair and rebirth. Planarians don't just regenerate bodies, they regenerate continuity. At some point, researchers stopped just observing planarians, they started experimenting. They altered the electrical signals in the worms' bodies, and the results were Disturbing, some worms grew extra heads. Grew heads where tails should be. Regenerated in patterns never seen in nature. But here's the craziest part, even after restoring the normal signals. Some worms remember the altered body plan, meaning the body itself may store instructions. Not just genes, not just brains, a kind of biological memory that exists outside neurons. This hints at something radical. Life might not be controlled by DNA alone. DNA could be more like a parts list, while the instructions live elsewhere. Why this matters more than you think. This isn't just about worms. Understanding planarians could help answer. Why humans scar instead of regenerate? Why some animals regrow limbs but we can't? Why aging seems unavoidable? Even now, salamanders can regrow limbs. Zebrafish can regenerate heart tissue. Some lizards regrow tails. Humans sit frustratingly close to this ability, but not quite there. It's like evolution gave us the software, but locked to the admin settings, planarians never lost access. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Humans aren't bad at regeneration, we're restricted. Evolution didn't optimize us for repair. It optimized us for survival long enough to reproduce. Planarians took a different path. They optimized for maintenance. And now, hundreds of millions of years later, we're trying to reverse engineer their strategy. Not to become immortal, but to stop unnecessary loss. Loss of function, loss of memory, loss of life quality. If scientists fully understand planarian regeneration, the implications are massive. Spinal cords that heal, brains that recover after strokes, organs rebuilt instead of transplanted, slowing or reversing age-related degeneration, not immortality but repair. The difference between surviving and truly healing. So the next time you hear someone say, "The brain can't heal," remember this tiny worm. No bigger than a grain of rice, quietly rewriting the rules of biology. If nature already solved regeneration once, the question isn't if humans can learn it, it's when. That's it for today, so hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends.